What challenges did I face when preparing this lesson? I think my challenge was just finding out what the students already knew, and because I did my lesson on kindergartners that I nanny for, and so I'm not with them during school, so it's hard to figure out what they already knew and kind of not make the lesson be an introduction lesson, not something that they are bored with. What challenges did I face when implementing the lesson? I think that was just, again, to make sure that I knew what they knew, and make sure that I really explained the vocabulary to where kindergartners can understand it, but that it doesn't water down the definition too much to where they won't know what it is. How was learning affected by my planning and teaching? I think that the students that I worked with really learned more about two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes. They had a little bit of a background knowledge, but they the three-dimensional with the vocabulary and actually building the shapes with the toothpicks and marshmallows was kind of like introduction to them. They were really engaged in it, and they really paid attention because they had stuff to work with their hands. They weren't just that we weren't drawing shapes, we were making them. And then whenever they after they made them, they got to look through the magazines, and kindergartners, it's fun to cut and glue, and so we had two-dimensional shapes on one side of the paper and three-dimensional on the other side, and they cut out shapes to fit into each category, and they really enjoyed that. And whenever I was assessing their papers and making sure, that we didn't need to go back over some stuff, that they understood the difference between two-dimensional and three-dimensional, they had all of their categories were right. They had it placed right, and I heard them whenever they were talking about it. I heard them discussing, oh no, that's three-dimensional, oh look, that one has a vertex, and this one has edges, and that's not a side, it's an edge. Like that, I could hear them thinking and working through it, and I could really see or hear and see that they understood the material.